Okay, so
Can you photo?
Oh, who was that?
Lisa.
Oh.
I'm the phone number on there again.
Oh yes, and I will Photoshop you, Lisa and Zena. I see. Now we have to take a new one because Allison is one that will yell at me, and she just popped on.
I will not.
Okay, well we just did a selfie. I could keep going if you don't want to be in the photo.
To me.
What?
Going. Keep going. I don't need. I'm not a time sucker. Let's just keep going.
Oh, geez. Okay. Okay. So we gotta get serious. Okay, so some of you guys know a little bit about this topic because you guys were at Super Saturday in Seattle with me. Either way, I want you guys to really pay attention to the Zoom. This is something that I've been a coach for 3.5 years, and this is the first time I actually really thought about this topic. And whether you guys are a brand new coach or been a coach for a long time, it's going to hit every single one of you the same. And it's about your vision, basically. As a Beachbody coach, we talk about our why. Like, why did we sign up as a coach? What do we want to do with this business? What does this business mean to us? You know, does it mean to keep ourselves accountable? Does it mean an ends to debt? Does it mean an ends to our job that we hate? Things like that. But a vision is different. A vision is something that you think of, that you have in your thought process, full detail of what you are working towards. And this goes for what you do on a daily, from your workouts to your nutrition, to your everyday work ethic, to the way you treat people, to the way you communicate, to everything that you do in life. And we've had some amazing speakers at Super Saturday Talk, and I wanted to basically relay it back to you, because this is something that I'm going to start incorporating right off the bat when new coaches sign up, because I think it's so important to start talking about your vision right away. And so first things first, the one thing that I love, I don't know if any of you guys know who Mike Ryan is. He's an amazing coach, but he talked about creating your vision as if, remember when you guys were all little and you're like, I want to be a princess when I grow up, or I want to do this, or I want to do that, and I want to live in a mansion and a castle and I have little ponies all the time, and you know, whatever. And people would say to you like, oh, you can't do that because that's not real. Or they would say, oh, you can't go to fashion design school because it's so expensive, or you don't make that good of grades, or whatever people said to like pick at your dreams, basically. And as you grow up, you lose that sense of dreaming. You lose that sense of that feeling that seems so lifelike when you're little, like that you can do it, you can achieve it, but as you grow older, you lose it, because either reality sets in, or you get a 9-to-5 job that doesn't seem realistic to where you wanted to be, or you have friends or family or someone else telling you that you're not good enough, or that your goal is unrealistic, or whatever. I'm sure all of us had something that we wanted or wanted to be a part of or wanted to do, and someone told us something that made us think twice on it, right? Right. So I want you guys to create your vision like you're that little kid. I want you to go back to when peanut butter jelly sandwiches and bicycles were like the only thing that mattered, okay? I know we all remember that, even though it may seem like forever and a day ago. Go back to that mindset. Go back to the mindset where no one can take anything away from you. I want you guys to have no limitations here. Don't think about I have to have a certain amount of money to do something, or I have to have a certain amount of free time to do something. I want you guys to come up with your vision like you have an unlimited amount of money, unlimited amount of free time, and unlimited fear. Because I know there's some things that we want to do, but we're scared to do for whatever reason. So I have yet to create my vision, because I wanted to give this assignment to you guys, and I wanted to do it at the same time as you guys are doing it. So I have yet to do it, but I have some bullet points of things that are true and dear to me that I know I will achieve. And having that vision is something that you know exactly what you're working for. Like, you guys, if you don't create a vision, you don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're headed. And we all need a vision. We all need to have that drive, that's something that's going to keep us going. Because in health and fitness, I'm sure all of us knows what it's like to be on a roller coaster ride, right? Like, we have our good months, and then we have our bad months, and then there's a half-ass month, and then you get going again. Same thing happens with business, but it all ties in with Beachbody, guys. This is all health and fitness and business related, and mindset related, relationship related. Like, this is like a whole together. So when you have that vision, and I want it to be so detailed that your hand cramps up from writing it. Like, I'm not even kidding. Monica Ward, if you guys don't follow her, I suggest you do, because first off, she's so funny that she'd give you a side egg listening to her, but she's so funny and she's so down to earth. But she was talking about how she wrote her vision and how her vision was 15 pages long. That's how detailed it was. And I want you guys to be so detailed. Like I said, it makes your hand hurt. Now, I have some things that, some bullet points that I want you guys to hit when you're writing your vision. And for those of you who have coaches, I want you to take this and be able to pass it on to them as well. So, okay. Okay. So first off, like I said, be specific, be super detailed, be crazy, outrageous. Don't be afraid of writing something down that you even think your best friend will think like, oh, that's ridiculous, Candy. Like, come on, why would you have that on there? Like, who cares? Shut out the world. Shut out everyone else's thoughts, because I know deep down inside that you want to put something on there, or at least I do, that I'm sure, like, if the person next to me wrote it or read it would be like, girlfriend, yeah, that's crazy, or, you know, whatever. So don't think about anyone else except for you and your children or your spouse, significant other, because they're going to be part of your vision. And when you guys write your vision, I want you guys write it in 1 year from today, 5 years from today, and 10 years from today. And this includes, are you guys ready? So first off, where do you want to be spiritually? I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about any of that. I mean, if religion is that, but where do you want to be spiritually, or whatever? Relationships. I want you guys to think about your children. If you have a family, if you're going to be married, if you're going to be living with someone, who are the most important people right now in your life that you want to remain in your life in 1, in 5, and 10 years from now, and what your relationships with them will be like. Then I want you guys to think, where do you want to be physically? And I will not suggest you put a weight down, because sometimes, especially us women, we get too focused on that damn scale. So don't you dare put a weight down. But you can say, I want to be strong. I want to be fit. I want to be off medication if you are on medication. I want to be flexible. I want to be able to fit in a certain size pants, or I want to look better than I did at high school graduation, or, you know, whatever it was. And then mental accomplishments. What do you want to achieve mentally? Because as an adult, as a Beachbody coach, as a person in general, we always want to keep growing, right? And in this business, we do a ton of personal development. And we realize a lot of the things that we focus on is all mindset based. So like me, in 1 year from now, I want to have no more negative self thoughts. I don't know if that's possible, but that's the bullet point that I put on there. I don't know if it's possible. Fingers crossed, right? Right? Yeah. Occupation. What do you want to do for a living in 1 year from now, in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now? Do you guys want to be retired in 5 years? I do. Let me know if I'm going too fast. Plus, this is recorded, so you guys can always go back. This is one of my favorite ones. Okay, I want you guys to think about your ideal day. What is your ideal day like? Is it sleeping in, drinking a cup of tea with the fire going, a chilly morning, and the kids running around the house, and you get to be there and not having to get up and rush and get ready for work? Or is it waking up early in the morning and going in your brand new exercise room and being able to do whatever exercises you want, and then going up and getting a massage because you have a spa in your house or whatever, it's, whatever. Describe your ideal day in there, and what your ideal vacations are. And I'm going to jump ahead where this is. So another thing we talked about at Super Saturday is the 10 places that you want to visit. And this was huge to me because, since I'm going to be truthfully honest with you guys. I don't know if all of you guys know this, but before I was a Beachbody coach, and I'm sorry if I cry, but before I was a Beachbody coach, the only place I ever went was on a car ride to my dad's funeral to Colorado. And we drove with my brand new baby and my husband at the time and my mom in a little Honda Accord for 21 hours. And my mom had to pay for everything to go say bye to my dad. I couldn't fly there whenever I wanted because I didn't have the money, but I wanted to be there for his funeral. And since I've been a Beachbody coach, I've been to Florida, Arizona, Cancun, California, Arizona again, Dallas twice, did I already say Cancun? Fort Lauderdale, Grand Cayman, Cozumel. I'm sure there's one. Vegas, Tennessee, Nashville. Thank you, Shay. I just went there. But you guys, I never, ever, if you would have asked me 5 years ago if I would be able to travel outside the Northwest, I would say probably not. It doesn't look like it. I would never, ever imagined that I'd be able to go to one place, being able to go financially to one place, let alone an abundance of them. And that's only in 3.5 years. I just started this. I have a long way to go. So I want you guys to think about the 10 places that you want to visit on vacations. And not just think about where you want to go, think about what you want to do there. Like when she was telling us to list the 10 places, I already started writing. Like my first one was Africa. I want to do an African safari so bad. I want to see rhinos and giraffes and lions and all these amazing creatures up close and personal, not like in the zoo where they're caged behind bars and stuff where they feel like they can't be themselves. I want to see them in their true beauty. And I want to go to Aspen, Colorado. Yes, I want to go to Colorado, but I want to go to Aspen to go skiing. I don't even know how to ski, but I want to go to Aspen to ski because I've seen pictures and how beautiful it is. And Jen, Alaska is on my 10. Thank you very much. But, there's so much other things. I want to go to Bora Bora and Tahiti and Ireland and Greece and Boston. But think about all the places that you guys want to go. Do you want to bring your family there? Do you want to have it like a date vacation? Do you want to spend 2 days there? Do you want to spend 2 weeks there? Do you want to retire there? Like, what are the places that you want to go And what do you want to do there? Do you want to go to Tahiti and meet a tall drink of water? Maybe he'd take you to Greece, or I don't know. Hey, it's your vision. You can do with it what you want. I'm just saying. Okay. Maybe I need to add meeting Channing Tatum in my vision. Yeah? Oh, I see that everyone's heads no. They're like, oh, I'm going to put that in mine too. Okay. Another thing is wealth. Where do you want to be in 1 year, in 5 years, and in 10 years financially? Do you want to be 100% debt free in 1 year? Do you want to have $500,000 in savings in 5 years? Like, what do you guys want financially? Think about your investments, your income, retirement. Like, how much do you want in retirement? Are you already retired? How much are you getting out of your retirement? Where do you want your home to be? How do you want your home? Do you want it to be an apartment, a condo, a rambler, a colonial style house in the country, or on the beach? Like, I want you guys to be so detailed that you know the shutter colors on your house. Like, this is how detailed I want it to be. Because I'm going to tell you guys, the more detailed your vision is, the stronger your drive will be. I promise you that. I haven't even created my vision. I haven't even wrote down my vision, but I know it in my head enough that my drive has always been so strong. I'm scared to see what happens when I actually write that bad boy down. So I want you guys to be honest with yourself. Don't think, oh, I wonder what Teresa's going to put on hers because, you know, she looks like she's got her shit together, so I might need to follow what she's doing. Think about you. All of us are different. All of us have different goals. We all have different families. We all have different lifestyles. So don't think about what the next person's doing. Think about you and what your heart tells you. Where do you want to be in 1, in 5, and in 10 years from now? Oh yeah, and I think I already said this. I had to highlight it, but if you don't have a vision, you don't know where you are headed. Because it's true. It's like working. I'm dropping stuff. It's like working for something and you don't know what you're working for. Does that make sense? And I think, like, I feel bad. I'm going to be honest here. Like, to my coaches that I've had for a long time, like Candy and my Brit, I feel bad that this hasn't came up a long time ago, you know, because I feel like having a vision, having something so powerful that can drive you so far is something that you need to learn at the beginning. Or do you guys think that you would be overwhelmed as like for you new coaches, do you guys think this is overwhelming to do right away? No? No? Okay. You guys could unmute yourself. You could be social with me. It's okay. I'll do the head bobs. It's fine. Yes, Shay said yes. Yes, it would be overwhelming. Uh-oh. I'm reading. It is overwhelming. Is that right? Yes, it is. I agree. Oh, it is overwhelming. There's so much to think about and consider. Okay, well, think of it like this. So it's kind of, okay, my girlfriend Cindy, who is also a Beachbody coach, she came across this amazing software called ACT. It is basically an organization software where you can track your coaches and customers and blah, blah, blah. I know this is completely off the subject, but bear with me here. So she tried teaching me it. And I told her, I was like, you know what? I just don't have time to learn this. My day is so busy. I don't have time to learn this. And I sat there and I thought, this is something that could help me organize my coaches, my customers, my prospects everything in one area, not like a bunch of binders. Like if, like I have notebook, yeah, in one area, but yet I won't take the time, or I don't think I have time to learn it. But yet, apparently, it could save me a crap ton of time. Now, it's kind of like your vision. Yes, it seems overwhelming. Yes, it seems very time, what's the word? Like you would take a lot of time doing it.
Consuming.
Time consuming. Thank you. But what happens if you don't? What happens if you don't take that time? That's like saying, I don't have time to work out. I'm not going to do it. I don't have time to work out. Oh, I don't have time to eat right. I don't have time to shower. These are all things that you do for yourself on a daily basis. So why not take the time to create your vision? Why not take the time to do something that you know is going to benefit you and your future? Even if it seems time consuming, think about all the trouble in the future that it could save you. Like all those times where you feel down because of X, Y, and Z, or if someone comes at you with a problem, or you get told no like an abundance of times during the day. Like think about all the things that can happen that can make you be like, okay, maybe I don't want to do this, or maybe it's not for me, or maybe I'm fine the way I am and I don't need to work out or eat right anymore. You need to have something that you can rely on besides a BFF or an amazing upline or a group of an amazing coaches that you have here. I mean, this is great, but you need to have something in your heart of hearts written down on a piece of paper saying that where you're going. I'm not telling you guys you need to do this assignment tonight. Give yourself enough time. Take a week, take a month, take as much time as you can. Maybe devote 10 minutes every night to it. Or maybe an hour here and an hour there. This is your vision, guys. I'm not telling you what to write. I'm not telling you how long it should be or how short it should be. But I'm giving you all this information so you can create your own vision. Does that help a little more? Or did I just overwhelm everybody all over again?
No, I can, as a, I don't know, how would you say it? One of your, I don't know, older coaches. I've personally never done it. And I feel like I've been floundering for how long now?
Hey.
I don't know, 2 years or something. So I know once I started doing this after Super Saturday, I feel so much better. And it's actually exciting. Once you get going, it's so exciting. So I don't know, maybe get your kids involved, because I do that with my 15-year-old. And you should see what she comes up with. So much fun.
That's awesome.
I don't know, just have fun with it.
Thank you.
And I've done something similar just with like my house, like what I would want out of my house before. Like Greg and I have actually sat down. He has the software to literally design a house on his computer. And we have like blueprints for our dream home literally sitting on his laptop. So that's like one thing that I pretty much already know what it would look like. And granted, in my version, it's a little bigger. And we can change that. Like, there's going to be a whole room that's just like my gym. And like a little studio or office that's detached from the house. But that's something that it's exciting to think about. And we look for property all the time because we try to find the best place, like our dream spot for it. And I haven't started doing this with the rest, but I did come back from Super Saturday and I started listing out like, okay, well, why do I want to coach? And why? Okay, well, why? Like, another thing that I don't know if it was Mike Ryan or anyone else that mentioned it, but they're like, also think about it like a kid. Like when your kid asks you a question, they ask you a question and then they follow it up with why.
Yeah.
And they keep doing that until you're just like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And I seriously have like a list in one of my notebooks where I'm like, okay, well, why? Well, why do I want this? Okay. If that's a reason, well, then why is that a good reason? And I broke it down until I couldn't break it down anymore. So it's kind of like, that's kind of what I feel like it'll end up being with, like, this whole vision is you break it down until it's so clear. It's just there.
Awesome. Thank you. I agree. Anyone else have anything to add or share? Oh man, everyone's so quiet. Who thinks this is something that could benefit them?
I do.
Yay, that's good.
I do.
Yay. Liz, what did you think when you were hearing them speak about this at Super Saturday?
I think it was awesome. I actually talked to Monica for a minute. It actually made me cry because I grew up really poor. So it was one of those things that if you want something, you better make sure you have the money in your hand first. So trying to think of what I want before I actually have the means to do it is something that's really, really hard for me to do. And she kind of told me it's just something you got to pull yourself out of. But I think that's the only struggle I have right now is I can dream all day, but to me, it can't become reality until I have that, that money in my hand to make it reality. So
Sure.
I think that's just something that I will have to overcome myself.
So with you saying that, I actually found a quote today that I want to share with you guys. Because Liz, you totally reminded me of it. Okay. So vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just wastes time. But vision with action can change your world.
Nice.
I was on the Zoom earlier with all the diamonds on my downline and my Success Partners diamonds, and we were talking about the same thing and how to implement it with or duplicate it with our coaches and stuff. And I found that quote when I was posting the selfie, and I was like, "That's so true." Like it's the same with personal development. Unless you actually implement it, then you're just wasting time reading it, right? Or like if you're just working out and not eating right, then you're wasting all the time working out. I mean, it's yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. Hope you guys catch it though. So like I said, I want you guys take as much time as you need to write this. I really hope it's not overwhelming, and I hope it is something very exciting for you. Especially like Candy said, if you have older kids, or even if your kids are younger and you ask them, Chelsea's not going to be able to ask Piper, but but you could ask your kids, you could get them involved. And like, if you guys have a spouse or significant other, get them involved as well. And you guys may have two different visions. You guys may have, like my Brit said, like her vision of her house is bigger than Greg's vision, but there's compromising in there. And if my Brit's making more money than Greg, why couldn't she have the bigger house, right? That's gonna happen. Hold on, opening chat. I totally agree with Liz. All my life, I had people telling me that my dreams were stupid and I would never get it. So even now, it's hard for me to admit to myself what I want, let alone put it out there. Shay, that's what I was talking about in the beginning of this. We've all had those dreams or those goals or those things in our mind where we wanted to do something, and there's been someone that told us otherwise. Like when I came into this business as a Beachbody coach. I weighed 201 pounds, and at the time I had a girlfriend who, maybe some of you guys could relate to me, but I was always the bigger friend of the group of girls. And my girlfriend was blonde and blue-eyed and had the nice rack and tiny waist and slender, and everybody loved her, and she was gorgeous, and she still is. But I thought she would be so excited for me. Like, wow, you're actually going to get fit. You're going to be on my level, and it's going to be fun. And the one person that I thought would support me the most didn't. And it broke my heart. And I remember I'm like, I want to be a coach, and I don't want to be a coach because I think that you want to give me the right to be a coach, or that you think I'd be a good coach, but I want to be a coach because I want to. And I think that was the first time wanting something and someone telling me that I wasn't going to be good at it, or that it wasn't realistic, that I actually stood up for myself. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It sucks, especially when it's someone so close to you, or it's family, or whatever. Even my mom right now, guys, I've been a full-time Beachbody coach for over a year, and my mom still doesn't think this is a realistic job. Can I tell you that? My own mother. She thinks unless you're working a 9-to-5 job, it's not a realistic job. I'm like, I don't know. What am I doing? I own my own home. I put food on the table. I'm paying my bills. But still, there's always going to be someone. There's always going to be naysayers. But it's up to you to focus on the positive. And remember, like I said, one of my mental accomplishments in 1 year is to weed out the negative. Maybe that could be everybody else's when it comes to the negative outside talk, not just the inside talk that we have in our brains. But Shay, I know what you mean, girl. Anybody else? All right, is there any questions? You know, next week I'm just going to call on you guys. I'm just going to make you talk.
You used to do that.
I know. Then they got bigger, and I'm like, okay. I need to hear from you, Christina.
Me?
Yeah, what jersey are you wearing? First of all.
Don't hate.
Uh-oh.
It's Giants. Victor Cruz.
That's fine. That's fine.
It was kind of during the heyday when they were in the Super Bowl. This is a while ago. Actually, it kind of goes along with what I started doing. I started doing a lot of thinking while I was on vacation and just like relaxing, kind of clearing my mind. And I was sharing this like with my success partner too, about we were just riding around on a boat, and I would see I'd see all these like awesome lake houses, and I took a picture and I was like, I'm gonna have this. And I was like, this is gonna be my dream house. So I started creating like a Pinterest board, like a vision board. So it's kind of like, I just have a couple pictures on there right now. I have another one that I had started a long time ago, but kind of goes along with this too. So it's kind of a step in the right direction. It does help a lot with like kind of getting your drive back too.
For sure.
Kind of puts you in the right mindset. So I'm excited to put some pen to paper and put some more details into it.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing Monica said is use pretty font. Make it look pretty, because the more attractive it is to look at it, the more you'll look at it. But I don't know about you guys. I like Christina just said, the power to the pen. Like, I have to literally write it out first. I don't know if I'll get to type it, but I have to write it out because I feel like it's more likely to happen if my penmanship did the writing, or you know what I mean. Now I'm blabbering and not making any sense.
Makes it feel real.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Christina.
No problem.
I think earlier I called it hand font.
It's true.
It's fine.
Well, and the way I kind of think of it too is like it's almost like you're journaling, but for your future. And I used to journal a lot more than than I do now. Actually, I was thinking about it last night. I was like, it's probably been like 2.5 years, if not 3, since I actually like wrote in a journal. And I used to write in a journal not every night, but like at least a few times a week just to clear my head. And it was like where I dumped my thoughts, and I felt awesome doing that. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped doing it. But it helped just to like clear your thoughts and to like get them on paper and out. And then you can kind of go back and look back and see what you struggled with or what was going on and just how different it is now. And things change, but it helps to just kind of get it out.
For sure. Well, I don't know about you ladies, but tonight after my kiddo goes to bed, I am going to start creating my vision. I'm going to start writing it down in one of my notebooks that's around here somewhere. But don't forget to be the one thing that I really want you guys to focus on when creating your vision and in your business always is be yourself. I'm not asking you to change who you are. Be yourself. Write your vision like you would like it. Word.
Oh, bird.
Word. Okay. Now, if no one has any other questions or comments, I will let you all get back to your evenings, and hopefully you can start writing your visions. Don't think of it as overwhelming. I know, especially for, sorry, I'm continuing after I just told you guys you were going. You're stuck with me for one more minute. But I know it could be overwhelming, just like when you first sign up as a coach and you're added to these groups and you get all these notifications all day long. Just to let you know, you don't have to check all those notifications. Just an FYI. Unless you're tagged in something, check that. Otherwise, ignore the rest. But anytime that you guys feel overwhelmed, just take a step back. Maybe take a break and then come back at it. Like I said, I'm not the principal. I'm not the dean. This is not something that you guys need to turn in that is going to make you graduate or fail. I would, however, love you guys to share your visions with me so that way I know what you're doing on a daily will help you get there. Because if you guys are like busting ass on a daily basis and then you're like, oh, I want to be debt-free in 10 years. And I'm like, oh, girlfriend, you're going to be way debt-free before that if you're continuing to work as hard as you are. Or if you say you want to be making $1 million in 1 year, then and you're, you know, not on the Zooms and you're not doing everything on a daily, then I'll be like, you know, Jen, that $1 million isn't going to come from your good looking. But that way I know, like, we could set up an action plan as well after your vision. Does that make sense? And I promise you, I will not judge.
Yeah.
I have the craziest thing on there. I won't judge. I'm not a judger. But I would like to see them.
So how are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you just like picking one of, because you listed quite a few things, you know, to be touching base on. So are you going to be, how are you going to accomplish it? Are you going to pick one, for instance, where do you want to be spiritually? That was your number one. Are you going to, like, say tonight, sit down and you're just going to write on that? Or are you going to pick all the topics and really touch base on everything little by little as you go?
I will, like, you guys don't need to set this up, like, in the order that was just the order that was read to us. I would probably do, like, pick the topic that is most important to you.
And then just touch base on that initially and then move on to the next when you
Right.
feel like you've completed that?
Yep.
Okay.
Like I would me personally, I'll probably start with relationships because that's the one thing that's the most important out of all of this. And then I'll do my vision with my relationships in 1 and 5 and 10 years. And if I have more
Right.
time, then I'll move on to another topic.
Okay. Perfect.
But yeah, I would say start with the one that's most important. For sure. All right, ladies. Well, thank you all for hopping on tonight. It was lovely to see all your faces. And thank you brand newbies for hopping on tonight, even if you probably didn't know what a Zoom was.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, ladies.